We will never serve Malak or the dark side. The Sith will be destroyed, Admiral Kareth, as will you if you don't turn away from this path.
Your words are brave, Bastila, but the lure of the dark side is hard to resist. Or so I've been told. I wonder if your companion is as devoted to the light as you are.
This is actually really good timing. I'm not sure whether this always happens just after Korriban, or whether it's always like the 4th planet. But it's good timing nonetheless that it's just after Korriban, because I think I've, by killing 2 Sith leaders, I have properly, like, renounced them and, like, no Sith, so I'll never betray the Jedi.
You're defiant. I'm certain Malak will find your loyalty to the Jedi amusing. The Dark Lord would probably reward me if I just killed you once and for all, but he may want to question you given the trouble you've caused him, and the history between you.
To be honest, dude, it's probably best if you just kill us. Just, you know, from an evil Ash villain's perspective, probably best. You know, if you're not seeing Austin Powers, just probably best if you just take a gun and shoot me. Probably, you know, sensible thing to do. But of course, you're a villain, so you'll never do that. No, give us the villain's disposition, exposition, even. Right. What are you talking about? History? Hmm?
You mean... Oh, this can't be true, can it? You really don't know what's going on here, do you? Well, I won't be the one to deprive Malak of the pleasure of telling you himself. The Dark Lord will no doubt torture you for information and for his own twisted pleasure. Eventually, you will tell him everything. The Sith can be very persuasive. However, Lord Malak is in another sector. It may be some time before he arrives, so I suppose I will have to fill in for him until then. Activate the torture fields.
Ow.
Enough. I don't want them to pass out before I question them. Malak will appreciate any information I can give him when he arrives.
Suck up.
Don't waste your breath, Saul. We won't answer any of your questions.
I'm sure you won't. However, we both know your friend's loyalties have proven in the past to be somewhat flexible.
What are you talking about?
I am interrogating you, not the other way around. You will answer questions, not ask them. It is time to put your loyalty to the test. I doubt torturing you will gain me your true cooperation. Your will is too strong to be broken that way. However, even the strongest of heroes has trouble watching those they care about suffering. The interrogation will begin now. Each time you refuse to answer or give me a false answer, Bastila will suffer.
Oh, wow. Yikes. Well, he's not going to beg, he's not bothered about the Jedi Order, so you know what, I might just bluff him by saying, go ahead, torture her. I don't really like her anyway.
You expect me to fall for such a transparent ploy? You travel halfway across the galaxy with someone and you expect me to believe you feel nothing for each other? I tire of these games. Now I want answers. On what planet is the Jedi Academy at which you were trained?
Oh, this is a really, really good scene. I really like this. Of course, I'm going to do the whole, I try and lie.
Alderaan is
Damn
nothing
it.
but a planet of artisans and philosophers. There is no training academy there. You must think this is a game. Very well, this is the price of your resistance. Enough! You see what happens when you try to defy me. This first question was a test. Obviously, Malak knew the academy was on Dantooine, and it has since been destroyed by our fleet. Dantooine is an empty graveyard now. Nothing is there but a smoking ruin and the charred remains of your former masters.
Yikes. I never liked them anyway. Not going to say that. You're lying, it isn't true. You'll pay for this crime, Saul, you and all the Sith. Suddenly I'm becoming very righteous.
More empty threats. We Sith prefer to let our actions speak for us. Perhaps that is why we are winning this war. Now, tell me your mission. How were the Jedi planning on using you to stop Lord Malak and our Sith Armada?
Again, may persuade and lie. We have been sent to assassinate Lord Malak. Go on, lad. Do it.
Do you take me
Damn
for
it!
a fool? The Jedi are not assassins. They would never devise such a plan. Perhaps you need a reminder of the consequences of refusing to cooperate.
No. No! Pain! Ah!
Listen, can you not hear her suffering? You can spare her further pain.
Feel
by
kind of
simply
bad.
answering my questions. Now I will ask again, on what mission did the Jedi Council send you?
Alright, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him he's broken me. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna squeal like a pig. And yep, essentially for the Star Forge, I'm gonna tell him because she's like sobbing and begging and pleading, and I don't like to see it. So that's what I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him.
Why? Why are you telling him this?
You should be grateful, Bastila. He is sparing you agony beyond comprehension.
Words that betray the Jedi Order bring me more pain than any torture ever could.
Oops.
Tell me, how did you find out about the Star Forge?
I found his diary.
A diary? This is not the time for jokes. I will only ask you one more time. How did you find out about the Star Forge?
For the sake of the Republic, don't tell him anything.
Don't listen to her. Tell me what I want to know, or watch Bastila suffer.
Oh, this is so difficult. Because I'm frightened, like, what'll happen. Like, you know, if I lie too much, she could die in this scene. Because it could be like in that test in one of the tombs in the last planet where there was me and another guy and I had to answer questions. And if I got them wrong, I'd suffer. And if I got them right, he'd suffer. And eventually he died because I got them all right. And despite the fact that she's saying, "Don't tell him," you know, it's the classic thing of my feelings for you are too strong. So even if it breaks up our friendship, or more so, I'd prefer to see you alive than dead and still have some vague respect for me. So yeah, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him. I've told him. I've done it. I've pressed it. There you go.
No! How could you betray the Jedi like this?
I find your willingness to cooperate pleasing, though it seems your answers are quite upsetting to Bastila. Not to worry. We are almost finished here. The information you have given me has been most useful, but I fear our session is over. Lord Malak will want to continue with this line of questioning himself. I will leave you here in your cell with a small taste of the horrors you will suffer when Lord Malak arrives.
Don't try to move too quickly. You might not be fully recovered yet. Admiral Kareth had his guards continue to torture you even after you passed out.
They tortured all of us, though you got the worst of it by far. Saul wanted them to make us suffer. He's become some sort of sadistic monster.
The dark side has perverted him, Karth. Once you start down the tainted path, it leads you ever further into the depths of evil. I fear he is forever lost.
Wow. Go on then.
This is not a matter to joke about. If there is one thing we can learn from Saul, it's how the power of the dark side can corrupt even the bravest of heroes. I'm sorry, forgive me. Snapping at you like that won't help our situation.
No.
I suppose I'm taking the news of Dantooine's destruction quite hard. First Taras, now the Academy. Is there no end to the killing?
It's their own fault that should have seen the attack coming. I know it's hard to believe they're all gone. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's lying.
I'd like to believe that Saul was lying to us. But even as he said the words, I knew they were true. The Academy is gone. We should have felt a disturbance in the Force when the attack came. The fact that we did not is a bad sign. I fear the dark side is growing stronger, casting shadows our vision cannot pierce. I can only hope that some of the Jedi escaped. Rook, Endar, Zar. I cannot imagine all of them being gone. In any case, we've lost our one place of refuge in the galaxy.
None of this will matter if we don't get out of this prison before Saul gets back.
Or is he? Yeah.
Saul mentioned that Lord Malak was on his way. I think the Admiral left to prepare for his arrival and to report the results of our interrogation.
I only wish you'd been able to resist the Admiral's questioning. I hope the information you revealed does not bring the entire galaxy under the dominion of the Sith.
Couldn't let you be tortured, and you had answered the questions he was asking. Why should you torture protect the Republic? No, that one. That's what it was.
I appreciate your feelings for me, but you can't let your feelings override your judgment. Remember the Jedi Code. There is no emotion. There is peace. Your efforts were well-intentioned, but poorly thought out. Saul tortured us all anyway. There is too much at stake to let reckless passion rule our actions.